Hey everybody, you're listening to the Hisessions Hawaii podcast where we talk about everything local and beyond. I'm Johnny Masato, your host. Joining me today is Mr. Kao Shimabukuro, Devon Nekoba, and I'll introduce you in a second.
By the way, I never get the memo about the red shirt. Sorry.
Oh.
No, but you and I match.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah,
There we go. We're the bookends over here.
we should have made this a Christmas show.
Yeah.
See?
All right, before we begin, let me remind all of the listeners how they can stay in touch with the show. There's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Hisessions. You can go to SoundCloud, YouTube, or Apple Podcasts to listen to the podcast. And finally, you can email us at hisessions@yahoo.com. If you'd like to help the show get more music on the channel, please go to patreon.com, Patreon, and donate. There you'll be more involved with the show. There's behind-the-scenes footage. You can come to the shoots. Even come to the podcast if you want to hang out with Mele at any time.
And we're giving away an autographed guitar.
Yeah, we will soon be giving away an autographed guitar.
I think it's full already. I think we
Yeah.
gotta do
Oh,
it.
Yeah.
that's like valued at like $50,000.
Especially after you sign them.
Yeah, I know.
100,000.
Okay, I'd like to thank Kupu Kupu Landscaping, landscape architects. You can call Kevin Yokomura, 808-722-8685 for a free estimate, or go to kupukupulandscaping.com. And of course, Fort Ruger Market for the wonderful, delicious food. And you can find Devon, Kumu, 94.7.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle, highlifeclothing.com.
What?
We didn't take a
Take a
picture.
picture after.
Yeah, we got to figure out something.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Devon's food, yeah.
Oh, Devon's food. Yeah, okay.
Oh, I
No,
ate
think
some
it's on
already.
the recording.
Okay, so now to introduce our lovely guest, Mele Apana. I was trying to think like how to describe you, but I'm just going to say you're a local personality. And, you know,
Effervescent. That's what the word everybody
effervescent.
uses all the time.
I see, yeah. But, you know, to be considered a personality, you need a personality because when you think of Mele Apana, you just know what you're getting, right? Before you even step in the room.
Yeah, the word shy is not even in my vocabulary.
Yeah. So that's how I figured I'd describe it because you've done so many things and we'll get into all of that. But
I don't know if we have time to get into all
I
that
know,
stuff.
right?
Did you?
Okay, so my question is, were you like this as a child?
Yeah. I was always an entertainer. The
So
stage.
did you always get busted in school? And
Yep.
and
I
sent
went to
home?
Kamehameha schools. I had 100. I was song leader for co-ed. So I was in band. I was in concert glee. I was this poster child of Kamehameha. But I had 180 hours of detention. And then growing up, even when I was a little kid, I've been on stage. I was born into an entertainment family. My Apana Ohana, the island of Kauai. And so for like 50 years, my family owned every luau show in Kauai, and that's all I know. My uncles were disc jockeys on radio, KUI 720 radio. My family were entertainers, and my auntie Lovey, my mom's sister, had one of the biggest hula halaus on Kauai.
Wow.
And so I was always on stage since I was like 2 years old, and I remember being like maybe like 4 or 5 years old, and my mom, we were on the Independence cruise ship, and then my mom tells me, she's like, hey, let's go dance hene hene ko'aka with the hula girls. I'm like, Mom, does it look like I'm a line dancer? And I give me the microphone. So she gives me the microphone, and I went up on the stage, and I was like, everybody, I'm 4 years old, and my favorite place is Disneyland. So I'm going to sing for your song called I'm Going to California. Mom, hit it, KOC. And I was never afraid of the stage.
Unreal.
Yeah, so I've been on stage
So you went to Kamehameha schools on
7th
Oahu?
grade.
On Oahu?
Yeah, yep.
So you
I was
dormed.
I was a boarder.
Oh, that
More
must have been
detention.
more detention. Yeah, for real.
Put bars
No
on her-
supervision.
Put bars
Yeah.
on the windows and stuff.
I
You
was
gotta let her
always
out.
Kolohe.
Oh,
I was
my
always
goodness.
Kolohe. Devon get history with me. Devon knows.
Yeah.
Hey, so how was it growing up on Kauai, though? That's I love that island. I just love it.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And we live my last name is Apana, and we live on 310 Apana Road. So we own the
Oh.
land behind cocoa palms.
Okay.
And so we performed at the hotel, and across the beach is the ocean, right? So that's all we know is the ocean. So all the surfers and all the entertainers and everybody came to our home growing up on Kauai. And my auntie Lovey, she passed away in 1998, but she was not only the biggest kumuhula on Kauai, but she was also the promoter, like Tom Moffat. So growing up as a little kid, I mean, going back to when I was a toddler, she would bring in like Israel Kamakaviva Ole and Skippy, Auntie Juno Ki'ave, Melvin Lead, Kia Aloha Kalama, Karen Ki'ave Hawaii, the Makaha Sons and Sons of Hawaii, and Loyal Garner. Everybody would come to our home since I was in the 70s. And our home was the home of gathering and music and hula and food and break bread. Why you think I'm Momona? Holler!
But Apana Road, was that named after your family?
Yes, because
Wow.
my great grandparents, they honor my great grandparents because they came from China, and they were the ones that built all the rice paddies in Wailua.
Oh.
Yeah, so hence I'm Hawaiian Chinese. Yeah.
Must be neat to have
nice.
your own road and named after your
Yeah, no.
family,
In fact,
right?
when I took Kamehameha schools, all my friends they're like, "You don't live on your own road." I say, "Sass, send me one letter, and I will send back." So I'm not punny. I'm not punny.
That is
Yeah,
unreal.
it was awesome growing up on Kauai.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we did was
I mean,
entertain.
yeah, it's just a beautiful island. I mean, everything like, because I didn't go there till college. Like my whole life, I hadn't visited, and then
He was
I had-
sheltered.
I had all
Sheltered.
this
Yeah, super
visions
sheltered.
of what Kauai would look like.
Yeah.
Because they talk about the green and the jungle and the
Yeah.
rain and then you
Yeah.
go there, it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, it's all of this and
Yeah,
more. Because
yeah.
it's got rainbows and beach and
Yeah.
like it's
It's
that's
a good
why-
place. I think for me, I like the fast pace of Oahu. I'm a city
Yeah.
girl, but to get grounded, reconnected, recalibrate, then I go home, and then I'm good.
Yeah. One thing, sorry, this is a total tangent, but I was rushing to get this going. I forgot to tell you, we have
Don't
one
hit the
rule:
table.
don't hit the table.
Oh, got it. I didn't hit the table.
Yeah.
You can hit him anyway. But
Yeah.
that's okay.
See, that's why the hand's gonna
No,
go.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
no, that's
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
it's okay.
No, because
It
everything was
happens.
on the table.
Pillows
So
over
when-
there.
yeah.
Sorry.
You still haven't figured out how to set
I
the
got it,
microphone.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Gonna put
I was
pillow for
actually,
Mele.
Yeah.
actually, I was thinking of drilling a hole through the table, and then having the mic come up through and then so it doesn't touch the table technically.
I don't think it's gonna matter, bro.
Too much work there, John.
Yeah.
Why don't you just hang it
Yeah.
from the ceiling?
Right?
Well, that's work too. And then this is Koenig ceilings. So it's hard to.
You've known John for a long time, right? So we've established through this podcast that John is fundamentally lazy. So he goes, it'd be really a good idea to do this thing, and then he goes, "Nah, I don't want to do that because
Yeah.
it's gonna take me some work
That's
to
John.
do."
That's John.
Yeah. Hey man, we played in a band together. That's all.
Oh, that's right.
I've known.
That's right.
There's
Yeah.
some 100 band.
Yeah.
No.
I'll start
No.
that.
We did FM100 band, and then we went to Japan
Yes.
together.
Yeah.
John and I went on the Miss Aloha Hula tour
Oh,
That's
really?
right. Yep.
together. Yeah,
Yep.
and we toured all the cities in Japan with
I always-
with all the Miss Aloha Hulas from Mary Monarch.
Wait, so did you sing with John? And
Yeah,
play-
he played and I sang.
That's right.
Okay,
and looked
we
pretty.
gotta have a little
She was
Oh,
great.
we might have to do
today.
that. We might have to do that.
Oh
in
man, I
this,
don't remember what
podcast.
we did, but yeah, whenever anyone tells me like, oh, Mele this or Mele that, I'm like, I spent 8 days on a bus
Yeah,
with Mele Apana. Just a bunch of girls, me, Herb, and Greg
Yeah.
sitting on a bus.
Oh man.
those
was-
are all the famous Miss Aloha Hulas. Had all the
Yep.
Sunny Ching's girls,
Yep.
Pete Lady
Oh,
Smith,
wow.
and
Nice.
Keola Deliri.
How lucky were you guys, huh?
Well,
That was a really good trip.
it was fun, but nothing with them. But I mean, they're having a good time. I'm getting car sick every day because we're driving like every day was like
Yeah.
3-hour drive on
Yeah.
the bus.
Oh,
I was the
wow.
queen of Dramamine on that trip.
Yeah.
You should have told me. I would have given you Dramamine.
Well, no, I had, but then it was Fuji-Isan. Remember Fuji-Isan with the
Oh,
mustache?
yeah,
thing?
yeah,
And
yeah,
I'd be
yeah.
like, Fuji, you just gotta let me know like how long. If it's gonna be a long drive the next day, just let me know so I can take my medicine. And then he wouldn't say anything. So I thought, okay, maybe it's fast. And then we get on
I
the
didn't
bus.
even know you were sick.
Dude,
Yeah.
after the first or second day,
I know.
we never take home
Yeah,
anyway.
I didn't
Just
say
'cause-
anything. Only now you're telling me.
Yeah.
20 years
And
later.
then so I'd be in the back of the bus with my head down.
Low, you so
I'm,
low.
I'm just trying to like close my eyes, and I hear
Aw.
John. She wants me to play some. They're playing and singing on the bus. I'm like, shut up.
No, you're sick. I know you were sick. Hello, it's Mele. It's always a party. We got 3 hours in the next city.
come on.
We're gonna sing. We're gonna dance. We're gonna
Exactly.
drink.
Yeah.
Poor John stuck on a bus with a bunch of
And you know
hula
what's
girls and then
I
he
know.
gets sick.
Right? I know.
well, States was with us too.
Oh.
Yeah, but you know what's funny was I just remember you guys because they kept taking us to like American style restaurants in the beginning. It was like pizza, and then we had a French dinner or something like that. And
Oh,
the
you
whole
wanted
time,
was Japanese.
and then Mel said, "Where the shabu shabu? I came over here for some shabu shabu. I don't know."
I never come to Japan to eat American food.
Yeah.
That sounds so on brand for you.
Where's the shabu? That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I remember in that year.
Yeah.
I mean, right after that trip, I think I went to Japan like 5 more times within like
Really?
like 3-4 months. So by the 5th time after I was with you,
Yeah.
I was telling the bus driver, "Bus driver son, me could do not do, please." I cannot have any more
Yeah.
Japanese food. Naruto, Naruto.
Yeah, it is kind of a trip, yeah, because you do after a while. I mean, Japanese food is just amazing, but you do kind of miss, right? Like,
Yeah.
I can imagine like when you go to the mainland and you don't have rice for like or good rice
Yeah,
for a while.
yeah.
It's kind of like that feeling. But yeah.
Good times, good times.
Anyway, you're working on some new stuff, right? Like you got some projects.
They
God.
got
going on.
so much stuff
It-
coming
Dave-
up. It's crazy.
So let's talk about that a little bit.
In
because-
fact, Devon texted me a couple weeks ago. He's like, "Hey, I just like be on one project, at least one project with you and Lena and Davey." You know, I was like, "Of course, Devon." You know, Devon, Lena, Davey D, myself, we all get just immense love for each other and respect because you all been in radio. You know, you're
Yeah.
talking 30 years, right?
Yeah.
KCCN, FM 100, Hawaii 105, KINE. You went to Kumu, and I went to Island 98.5. But again, rich history of radio. And after I resigned and retired from radio back in December of 2021, I got into TV work. And it's so funny how the universe brought us best friends that has been together for so many decades, Davey D, Lena Grant, myself, all together to do these wonderful projects. And when we're in this, in fact, I just saw Davey, I mean, like an hour ago, we were talking about how beautiful it is to be in, when we work together, our projects, we hit it out of the ballpark. Because when you work with best friends, like everybody knows their personality, their dynamic, and like everything is organic, it's natural, it's effortless, and it's easy. So all the things that we do, amazing. We're just super excited. We're getting ready. We just finished a special on KTV called Kanaka Connection. We're getting ready for our Christmas special that's coming out, our second annual.
That's gonna be.
Oh yeah, all heavy hitters.
Yeah,
Our shows are
of
all
course.
heavy hitters. And then we're also working on bringing back Overdrive Live and Local Kind Grinds.
Nice.
You know, and so these are, and we realized after we did our Ohana Kalikimaka last December, it aired like 4 times. It hit number 1 4 times on air. And we realized because the numbers were so huge, it's like you just kind of sit down and look at the ratings of it. It's like, hey, on every age bracket, right? The demographic. Every demographic was watching Ohana Kalikimaka. So that's telling. It's telling. It shows you, it's a testimony that people are yearning for positive energy. And that's what we used to bring to their table in radio, right? We've been in radio for so long, which is positive energy and aloha. Yeah, and that's what's missing nowadays because everybody there is so stuck on social media and the news and everything is just negative, and so it affects our mana, it affects our light. So when there's something positive, whether it's radio, whether it's social media, but us now it's television, people are glued to these things because they're hungry for it. Now we bring in families where you can sit down and have dinner, have your beef stew and poi, and watch Lena, Davey, and Mele come together and like, okay, and you're at the edge of your seat going, what they're going to bring next, because that's our personality, right?
Yeah.
We give them. And so yeah, the stuff that we have in store for Hawaii, not just for Hawaii, but I think globally, it's going to be very impactful, you know, and that's what's missing.
And
It's
now
aloha.
yeah, like you said, it goes global.
It goes global. Mhm.
Yeah. And I think part of it too is when you have friends and you guys are working on something together and it's gelling well, you know, other people kind of notice and they go like, hey, what is that? I kind of want to be a part of that. And you can attract other talents too.
Yeah. I always say we're team the ticket. We're the ticket. That's why Devin called me and go, hey, I want to be a part of it
let's
too.
go. I'll hold the light.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
No, it's just wonderful blessings.
Wow, I would love to see Devin as a part of something again with the crew.
Yeah, that'd be fun. But I think there's a easy chemistry amongst all of us because we were together for so long. And
I knew
think,
Devin before he had gray hair.
I know.
Yeah.
I get plenty of gray hair now.
No, you know, a big shout out to Devin. Devin and I are really good friends. Devin was the first person who taught me how to run the board at KCCN FM 100.
We're gonna have Mele come in. I'm like, who's Mele?
I owe him that one.
But she was always this burst of energy that would come in, and you're like, okay, here we go.
And I'm still a burst of energy.
I know, but you know the idea that she would have all these irons in a fire that you don't even realize. So the entertainment part, I didn't even know. I just knew she was doing radio with us, and I was like, why is this lady so energetic? How come she's she's so crazy all the time. What's going on? How does she maintain this? And I'm like, all right, well, we just
And then
going.
you realize it's not an act.
Oh yeah,
it's,
no, then you
no.
realize it's not an act.
Yeah.
It's all just coming out of her. It's bubbling out of her, and she can't help herself. And so you just go,
Effervescent.
all right, let's just go. And
We
then
just
you,
go.
Yeah, and then you
You
just
hit
run.
it.
But it ends up being, no matter what, it ends up going to a place that's gonna be funny. It's gonna be entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may take you a little while to get it, because sometimes she's like over there, and you're going, wait. Oh, okay. I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
And you finally went catch up.
Yeah. Because I'm an old Asian guy, so it takes me a little while. But I've been following them and following Mele all this time, and the production of the shows that she does, the Mother's Day show and stuff like that. Like I had no idea that she was doing all this stuff, and then I'd see the poster, and then I see the sold out show, and I'm like, holy crap!
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
again, that formative years on Kauai and learning how to be and I had no idea that she had all this promotions experience and putting together a show, because that's not easy to do.
No, it's
right?
not.
You gotta
I've done it too.
fit this in and fit that. And how's that gonna work? And what's the where's everybody gonna go? And when you're dealing with a Hawaiian show, it's even more crazy, because then you gotta put halau in there, and then you gotta find somebody for do the song. They're gonna do the somebody's gonna play with them. And,
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
nice
Yeah.
thing is,
Political
because it's Mele, whatever the halau needs to do. If it needs be, she'll go up there with an ukulele and just go, what song? Okay,
What do
we'll
you
go.
have the
Yeah.
most fun doing? Is it the production, the entertainment, the music,
Everything.
the
Everything.
everything?
And like for me, I grew up. See, like going back to my Mother's Day show, right? It's. I mean, people always compare my show to Loyal Garner's show, right? I mean, that's a huge compliment, because she had the biggest Mother's Day show,
Yeah.
and my show, sells out every single year. 1,500 people at the Hilton, and it's always the formula that I use is actually a formula that my family used when I was a baby. So growing up in the 70s, my auntie Lovey would put on all these big, massive concerts on Kauai, and she would have like Makaha Sons, Lawyer Garner, Melvin Lead, all these Auntie Juno Keawe, and then she would champion the music with a Mary Monarch champion. And I remember being a little baby, she would bring in a lot of times people like Dara Lupinui from the Mena Waimapuna, or Brian Eselu from the Vai'iha Opuna, and these are the biggest names in Mary Monarch. So that formula I use now at my Mother's Day show is actually a formula that I was raised with. So it would, like the saying goes, right? Don't fix it if it's not broken.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people, and I grew up in hula. So all the halaus, because I come from a huge hula family, and my halau now that I've been with for many decades is Hula Halau Kamuela. But I've emceed for every halau that competes at Mary Monarch. Sunny
Now
Ching.
you're doing Mary Monarch too.
Yeah, now I get to do it at Mary Monarch. But I grew up in Mary Monarch from when I was 2 years old. I never missed Mary Monarch my entire life. I emceed for, Sunny Ching's halau, my own halau Kamuela, MC for Chinky Mahoy, Hiva Vaughn, Kaleo Trinidad, Kiavi and Tracy's halau. I mean, the list goes on. I think like 99% of the halauas that compete at Mary Monarch are all my friends.
Yeah.
So that's why, because we have so many decades of us growing up since children in our hula world, that when I combine the hula and music, that's the recipe for just incredible success.
And I think also too, they know that it's not coming from a place of you like just make money for the show.
No, in
right?
fact, I always donate my money for
Yeah.
Mother's Day too.
Yeah.
I've helped so many, and a lot of people always ask, like, there's so many Mother's Day show that happens on Mother's Day, and people always ask me, what is your secret? Like, your show sells out like overnight, right? 1,500 people. And it's not, I always tell people it's not a show, it's an experience. And I remember what started me donating my proceeds from Mother's Day was when our brother from radio, PP, KCCN,
Yeah.
FM 100, I was on Kauai. My mom just passed away. My first Mother's Day show, May 2006. And I had Kelly E. Rachel, Amy Hanaili Igelium, Kaumaka Eva Kanaka Ole, Kanani Kahonaile, Hula Halau Kamuela. And I called Billy V on FM 100 from Kauai, because my mom just had passed away, so I still was on Kauai at that time. And I was like, oh, I didn't get to see Pee-Pee's baby. Everyone's talking about Pee-Pee's baby, And so I called FM 100 from Kauai. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. And Billy answered the phone. I said, brother, is Pee there? So Pee comes on. So I didn't know I was live, right, from Kauai.
Oh.
Billy V, it's Casey CNN from 100. Our sister Mele is calling from Kauai. And I said, Pee, I didn't get to see your baby, but I just had a show yesterday on Kauai. And Kelly Ishii, Rochelle guys are all here, and Amy Gilliam. And I never saw your baby, but I'm going to fly in tomorrow. And I want to donate my proceeds to your child. And then he started to cry on the radio, right? But I never met the baby. So the next day I jumped on a plane. I only was here for not more than 5 hours. I jumped on a plane. I went to his house in Ever Beach, and I saw his wife Kaui bathing his daughter. She was still an infant, and she was all Ava was all hooked up in tubes. And I donated thousands of dollars to the baby, and I was crying, like on my knees crying. And I told myself, if I ever do Mother's Day again, because I only actually planned one. I didn't know it was gonna take a life of its own, right? And I said, if I ever do any Mother's Day show after this day, this is the secret. This is what I have to do. It's not about Mele Apana. It's not about making the money. It's about touching people's lives, and that's the secret to the show.
That's why very quietly sells out 1,500 seats. And everybody's doing a Mother's Day show. They've got maybe, I don't know, 400 seats, 500 seats. And she's got a 1,500 seat show, and she barely has to do anything. I mean, she just goes, the show is Mother's Day, and they go, okay, shoot. And
Has
the entertainment been consistently the same, or every year?
Every year it changes.
And what makes you choose the entertainment?
No.
Okay.
You gotta go with your know. I mean, people always ask, like, how do you know, like, what's the formula, or how do you know how to pick, like, how do you match it, like, what is your secret? And I'm like, you just gotta go with your know. And even like when you look at the lineup, even if I have a scratch piece of paper and I just write down my thoughts, what my know is telling me, I always pray. So I'm like, okay, call him my kupuna, just give me insight, who's next. And then even when you write it down, right, you just take your pen and your paper, you just write it down. Everything has a vibration. When you look at a poster, whatever event you put on, there's a vibration to it. So if it vibrates, that's when it just kind of like ticks in your compass, your and your heart going, okay, that's the one. And every single show, it's like, oh my God, it blows out of water, crazy. and from beginning to the end, it's just high impact.
So I have a question. Back when I was at my old company in the old office, early days, 20 years ago, there's this realtor, his name is Myron. He's like the top agent in the whole state, kind of thing. He works way into the early morning, and so I would also be at the office. So he and I would get into some philosophical discussions and stuff here and there. So one day he asked me, he goes, Jack, do you enjoy success, or do you have a fear of failure? What motivates you to work? So I'll ask you that question.
So what is the question?
Do you enjoy success, or do you have a fear of failure?
I enjoy success.
You enjoy success? Yeah, I kind of thought that was the thing. You just like to be out there and doing stuff,
Yeah, I love to be successful.
What was your answer?
I think I have a fear of failure.
Yeah, I would go with that one. Yeah.
You're
paranoid. You stop and smell the roses, but you're always worrying.
But okay, so
both can be motivating.
Yeah, no. I remember years ago when a general manager at the radio station let go everybody. They cleaned house one day, and I was part of the cleaning house. I'm not too sure Devon was part of the cleaning house. And
I had been cleaned out earlier.
Right? And so we did 1 year when they did a clean house of radio, and I remember like going home going, what? My ratings are so high. I just broke a record on radio, and I'm getting let go. So I kind of like panicked at the time. And I remember watching Dr. Oz, and it was just so surreal. I'm watching Dr. Oz, and mind you, I don't watch television because I'm always so active and hyper, and if I put on
ADHD
TV, yes, ADHD, element of P. If I put on TV is just for like white noise, right? So I remember getting let go from radio with everybody getting let go at the same time, and Dr. Oz television show. He was talking with a doctor, another doctor. I'm calling the black doctor, the Popolo doctor. And he tells so I remember having a conversation on TV. Dr. Oz tells the Popolo doctor, so what is the biggest plague in America? And the Popolo doctor said, oh, everybody has this fear of failure. And so, mind you, I don't pay attention to TV, but all of a sudden I just turned around and I looked at the TV. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's talking to me. This is a message for me, right? So I paid attention. And so Dr. Ours goes, what? People have a fear of failure? And the guy goes, yes. So Dr. Oz looks in the audience. He goes, how many of you have a fear of failure? 99% of his audience raised their hands. And he goes, what? So he goes around the room and he goes, okay, so what is your fear of failure? And the lady goes, I wanted to be a doctor, but I thought I wasn't good enough. What's your fear of failure? Oh, I wanted to be a scientist. I thought I wasn't smart enough. So he's going around the room and he was like, Dr. Oz like fully tripping out that everybody has this thing called fear of failure. And so he looks at the Popolo doctor. He goes, how do you combat this? You're the specialist. You're the expert at this. And the doctor tells Dr. Oz, you do something you're so good at that you know you will not fail. I was like, oh my stars, I see Jesus. He's talking to me. He's talking to me. Oh my stars, my uterus. Oh my goodness. He's talking to me. And it was that pivotal moment, that aha moment, I realized I am an entertainer. I was bred on stage. I was born with a mic in my hand. And nobody, no corporate, no radio station, nobody will ever take away my God-given talent. And I remember that year I had no job 9-to-5 job, no corporate America, no nothing, and I actually made more money
because you had so many shows going. So you just concentrated on that, and boom.
What year was this?
How many years ago is this? 10 years ago?
10 or 15 maybe.
Wow. Maybe 10, maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
How was it, Billy?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
How was it, Billy? Billy V. Yeah.
But that was the thing. I mean, throughout her career, such as it is, it's never been. I've never looked at it as you having careers so much as this path took you over here, and then this path took you over here, and then this path took you over here. And every time something happens, you go, okay, next thing. Okay, next thing. And through it all, like you were talking about, the entertainer in you always is there. So you always. It's weird because most people, the entertainment thing is not the thing that they fall back on or they have as their backbone, and she does. It just kind of runs in the background, and then when she needs it, she just goes on and does it. It's crazy.
So you feel guided more so than making things happen sometimes.
Yeah.
Right.
Guided.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a very spiritual person, so I always believe that my kupuna, Kaua, my ancestors, they guide. You just gotta believe in God, believe in your kupuna, believe in ancestors. They guide. I mean, there's things that I see, I experience, and I'm like, WTH, you can't make this shit up. Like, what? Yeah. Magic. Like, sometimes it brings you to your humbling knees and you just gotta cry. Like, wow.
But do you think that being a good person and having good intentions, it's guided there easier?
It's number one. In fact, Devon, we were in a parking lot at the Japanese church, right? A couple months ago. Yeah. And Devon came up to me in the parking lot, and Devon goes, what is your secret? I watch you on social media, Mele, and all you do is level up. You level up, you level up, you level up, and you're not even on radio. You remember you asked me the question? Mm-hmm. And I said, and he asked me, what is your secret? And I said, my secret is I'm a good person with a good heart, with good intentions, that do good with good people. Mm-hmm. And when you do that, only good come back. And you're like, what? That's simple?
No, but then you do good like times 100 though. You're doing like 100 more things than the normal person.
Yeah. And it's not about money or being famous. I think we were younger. Yeah, we always wanted to be famous. When I was second grade, my uncle.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Hi, puppy.
All right. Visit.
Hi, puppy.
Keep going. I'll get him.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
For sneezing on me. Right on.
Hi.
I heard him coming. Sorry, we have a visitor with us.
Hi, puppy.
Hi. Yes.
Hi, puppy.
How are you?
He figured out a way to break through the barrier.
Yeah. He loves people.
Hi, puppy.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
He's also very heavy.
Hi.
He's a big dog.
You can smell my puppy too, huh?
You're like, oh no, I gotta leave. Damn it.
Oh.
Are we still rolling, John?
Yeah, keep going.
And we're still rolling. What's the name of his dog?
Oh, it's not even his dog.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Dave's
his
dog upstairs.
Yeah, the upstairs people.
Jack?
I don't know.
Oh,
I just know that's a
cute.
dog that comes
Cute
right
Jack?
Oh.
I love when he comes down and visits us.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's the first time that's happened in a while.
Oh, he does that sometimes when.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, when he smells the food.
Oh, that's what it was. He smelled the food.
John's gonna have to close the door. Oh, I just heard.
I know. Something's
we're gonna
coming.
get him in there, man.
Oh, he comes to visit you guys all the time.
Yeah, once in a while he just busts out and runs downstairs and comes to visit
He's a
us.
strong dog.
Yeah.
And mine is like this big. He's so tiny. He's 16 years old. He just
Wow.
looks at you like,
What
I'm
kind
going
dog?
back to sleep, Chihuahua.
Oh.
He's so cute. He don't bark. He don't make no noise.
That's rare for a Chihuahua not
He
to
never
bark.
did bark.
Wow.
For 16 years, he never did bark. Okay, you can come sit down.
What is the dog's name? Jack.
Jax.
Yeah.
Jax.
He's so cute.
Yeah, he's a fun dog.
When he's not interrupting the podcast.
He does have a mind of his own, as most dogs do.
Cute.
All right, sorry, where were we?
Where were we?
Talking
We were
about-
talking about
yeah.
in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Devin asked me
Yeah.
what was
Oh,
my
yeah.
what was my secret to
Yeah.
just leveling
So
up.
do
or-
you think leveling up means, I guess for you is doing all of this, then finding one thing and just
Just
doing
go.
that, right?
Yeah. And everything I do turns to gold. It does. Humbly speaking.
But
Yeah.
do you think there ever be a point where it's too much to take on and
No.
just no?
No. In fact, I got to a point where how do I say this? I get to pick and choose now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he does.
I pick
Yeah.
and choose. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like before time, especially we've been in radio for so long. Average gigs I used to do maybe work radio morning show, and then in one weekend sometimes I pump out like 5 events, 6 events. So you're talking almost 25 to 30 events a month. Yeah. Now I'm okay. I probably turned down like 80% of them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, my back hurts, and no, I just kind of like pick and choose. It's never get too much because I'm at a point where I can pick and choose.
Okay.
And and another thing I was sharing with Devin was I'm always grounded, right? So if you watch my social media, my whole life is just music, hula, and the ocean, and that is it. So as long as I'm grounded, so when you're super grounded, like for me, I go to hula 4 times a week, right? I'm always in the ocean. I'm always stand-up paddle boarding. I go to the gym. But I hula and the ocean and my family, I'm so grounded. So grounded that when you're completely grounded, you don't get lost in translation. You don't get lost with trying to prove yourself or
Yeah.
trying to do this gig. No need.
So for the younger
No
guys
need.
out there, what would be your advice to know when your plate is full to not take on any more projects because that's the full plate you have?
I guess you gotta have your own aha moment, and one of the great lessons, one of the biggest lessons I learned actually came when I was filming Doogie Kamealoha with Jason Scott Lee, and I remember being on Hawaii News Now Sunrise with Billy V, and Billy goes, "Sis, what was your greatest experience of playing Auntie on Doogie Kamealoha, right?" And I go, "Oh, it's actually off the screen, my conversation with Jason Scott Lee." And he goes, "What? Jason Scott Lee?" I go, "Yeah." Because like the Dr. Oz moment when I had that pinch, that nudge, like, hey, pay attention, this message is for you, right? It's like the spiritual angels tapping you on the shoulder going, this is for you, pay attention. It happened to me with Jason Scott Lee. So what happened was we were filming in Mamanalo, Doogie Kamealoha, and he was finished with his scene. Then he looked at me and they were putting on getting ready to mic up my outfit. And then I looked at Jason and we were just talking story. Jason goes, oh, sis, you so busy with radio? I go, yeah, Jason. He said, well, I listen to you folks when I come. And then I tell Jason Scott Lee he's taking out of his microphone and they're putting the microphone on me now. I go, so how you been, Jason? And Jason goes, I good, sis. I live off the aina, right?
Yeah.
And then again, I get the spiritual nudge pulling my ear going, this now is for you, Mele. And I go, huh? He goes, yeah. He goes, sis, I pull kalo, I go fishing, I live off the aina, kind of live off the grid, and it keeps me grounded. So my mana is grounded, my spirit is grounded. So when Hollywood calls me, I execute at number 10. I'm like, oh my gosh, I see Jesus again. He's talking to me. And when I said this on television with Billy, he kind of blew his mind. Because I go, Billy, you're my mentor. You're my teacher. I'm your protege, right? I go, you taught us the complete opposite. He goes, yeah. Yeah, I'm blowing my mind right now, Mele. I go, yeah, Billy. I go, I'm an Apana. I come from the biggest entertainment family, so I have work ethics from my family and from you. So you always taught us you gotta work 24/7, 365 days a year. You know, like in order to stay relevant in everything that we do. Jason was the complete opposite. Right? He said, no, I just stay grounded.
He saved his gas.
I save the gas.
Yeah.
Malama the body, malama yokino.
I think there's a time and a place for both, though.
Or a little
You know,
bit of both, you
there's
know?
time to hustle, and then there's time to
Yeah,
ground,
Yeah.
it's
you
called
know?
balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called balance.
Because in the beginning, when you're not Jason Scott Lee yet, and you're just some guy, and you're trying to make, you gotta take
Yeah.
those
You
gotta hustle.
opportunities
Oh yeah,
when they
gotta
come,
hustle.
you know?
Yeah, but when you get to the point where no need,
He's been unplugged for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
It's
has,
been
yeah.
over.
I wonder how they
15,
call him,
20
yeah?
years.
You can send up smoke signal or something and then he show up.
smoke signals.
I think his agent knows where
Yeah.
to find him in Hilo. Because his farm is in Hilo.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
You know.
I remember they did some kind of like TV thing on it once, so that's how I knew he was off-grid living. But I didn't know he did that like full time. I thought it was
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My
Yeah.
friend tried that. It's challenging.
yeah.
I mean, you gotta
imagine.
doodle in sawdust on a bucket.
Yeah.
Kind of challenging. You know what I mean?
If I want to be that much off the grid.
I know that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, but that's
Shouldn't have too much.
we need
part-
air
that- that's
conditioning.
part of
yeah.
that's part of the whole thing,
Can
I
I
guess.
do
You
off
know,
the
like,
grid and have AC?
no.
Yeah.
Well, no, they had generators.
That's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the guy in Kamaka last week not last week,
a couple weeks ago.
Living in Madagascar for 3 years. I don't know.
Oh,
if
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
bruh, that kid. I don't know if have you ever met him?
Kamaka Diaz. He's the host of Keep It Aloha podcast.
No, I saw him. I never met him yet.
You should go on his podcast. The two of you would be an interesting
Yeah.
conversation
Oh, yeah.
because you're both very positive people, and I think you have a very interesting conversation.
And he's young.
Yeah,
Yeah,
young guy.
he's
Accomplished
only in
a
his
lot.
30s.
Really,
We're like,
really
damn,
good
dude.
brain though, you know.
Yeah.
Really good
Yeah.
thinker.
And good heart. Really, really
Yeah.
good heart.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think
You guys would get along.
Okay, well let me do this now because I'm kind of trying to keep on time and stuff, and we may keep talking, but I want to get this out of the way.
What you like, John?
Okay, so in every episode we ask the question: if you were stuck on a desert island for the rest of eternity, and you could only bring 3 albums with you to play, so you could only listen to 3 albums for the rest of all time, what would those 3 albums be?
CNK, Kelly E. Ray Shao, and the Brothers Casimiro.
Do you have any specific
Like,
album?
That one?
Yeah, is
Green
that Elua?
Oh no,
No,
Elo
Elua
is
is the one with
yeah.
the 2 of them on it.
Yeah.
Elua, yeah.
Okay, Elo with 6 o'clock bad news and good night and good morning. And,
Yeah.
Okay.
CNK.
Okay, and then
The best of Brothers Casimiro and Kelly E. Ray Shao.
By the way,
I love all of Kelly E. Ray Shao.
oh,
Yeah.
Kelly O'Shaw's, yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
They're my top 3. CNK,
another
Brothers
another
Cas,
guy
and
who's
Kelly Ray
living
Shao.
off the grid.
Yeah. Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
brah.
Yes, Maui.
He
Yep.
shows up pictures. I'm like, dude, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. By the way, I did go on Saturday, I went to Chai's Island, or I don't know if it's called Chai's Island Bistro anymore, but Chai's restaurant
Yeah.
out there. And Robert played, he did his show.
Oh, nice.
It was really amazing. Really
Yeah.
good. If you ever have a chance to do it and you can, I would really recommend going.
It's just him and the piano.
Just him and the
I
piano.
tell you, I know his voice is so beautiful. I just like
Yeah.
punch his throat. I know.
Yeah.
But and he's so entertaining. His banter with the audience, and he brings up hula dancers
It's
and
so
talks about the
effortless.
songs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
effortless.
Yeah.
Effortless.
And you know, I didn't know how long the thing was, but it was like the perfect length. It was just maybe a little over an hour, not quite hour and a half, and
Perfect.
he just plays whatever he feels like. It's
Yep.
not there's no
Yeah.
script to the show.
And just feel the audience.
So yeah,
And that's what you call a true entertainer.
yeah.
yes.
That's what I do. I'm not just a radio TV personality. I'm an entertainer.
Okay.
That's
So
why the crowd ignites my
So-
energy.
if we had to
Yeah.
add one more album, but and not Hawaiian or local, what would it be?
Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was fast.
Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson.
Okay, since she was easily able to blast through those 3, we can do one more question. So I'm trying to keep on. So you have a hard out.
Instead of doing, how about you
Why
guys
don't
play
you play
something?
something?
Play something for us.
I don't.
Think back
We
to
don't
the
have
bus
any-
days. when
Dude,
got
you can
constant-
play any song you
something.
want and she can
Yeah.
sing it. Here. I'm sorry we don't have your ukulele, but.
Oh wait, there's an ukulele in
There's
the other
an
room.
ukulele.
Is it
I'm gonna go
tuned?
grab the ukulele.
Is it tuned?
You guys can tune up. We have time.
Here.
You want the
You're
ukulele
the
or you gonna play guitar?
ukulele. Give me ukulele.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a guitarist.
So what did you guys play when you were on that
I
bus?
don't even
Was it
remember already. You're talking
was
about
it
20 years
pure
ago.
heart stuff, or was it just
No, hula
It's all
stuff.
hula stuff.
also
'Cause we had all
Hawaiian
the hula
Hawaiian
dancers
music?
with us, yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, it was
Let me
something.
pick, right? Because you get your finger. Okay.
Is it tuned?
Tune up, you guys.
It should be tuned.
Yeah, it's. We're surrounded with musicians. Hello. Yeah. Okay, we'll do a song. Since we're talking about Kauai. Charlie. So, you know, I grew up in the island of Kauai, and my family are all entertainers. I was lucky, I was so blessed to grow up on the stage. So I'll do a song that was written by Papa Koholokula. And this is my mom's favorite song.
Took me a couple verses, but I got it.
See, agree. Just like back on the bus, John.
Just like on a bus.
What the drama mean?
I told you though, right? Kyle's like, I was like telling him the story. He's like, Mele sings. I'm like, yeah, Mele can sing.
dude.
Yeah, Mele can sing.
Yeah,
but-
a lot of people don't know I sing.
yeah, you sing.
In fact,
What's so?
I'm gonna work on an album.
Oh, nice.
soon.
I was
Well,
just
you
going to
said-
ask you about that.
You know, I've been asked to do
I don't
an
know.
album
I've
for
heard
so
this
many.
many times before.
Yeah, you know, and everybody's asked me to do an album. The only reason why I never did an album was because I did radio. So Devon knows when you talk radio, you don't have a voice, right?
Oh.
So we're always hoarse.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
always so hoarse. And so now when I'm off from radio, I get to work on the project. But when I do the album, it's not because I want to win an Hoku Hanohan award. Like I tell people, I'm already famous. I don't need the award. But the songs that I write are all in my dreams. So
Was it all the original song?
it's all original.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Oh, how cool.
It's crazy. So when the camera goes off, I'll play for you guys some stuff.
Oh, nice.
No,
It's like I would wake up. Like I remember after like my mom died, I woke up and the song that I would sing at my Mother's Day show, my mom came to visit me and I wrote the song with the lyrics and the music and the melody in 15 minutes.
Wow. Was it in Hawaiian or English?
It's actually in English. And then there's other songs where I wake up 2:00 in the morning and I press record on my phone and I can see like a movie strip. I can see a movie strip and the melody, I literally would wake up, press record, and the melody comes out.
Wow.
Crazy. And most recently one was Auntie Lena Ala Kalamahaini, right? She
yeah.
passed away. You know, she's Robert Casimero's best friend, right?
Yeah.
And so last Easter, literally on Easter Sunday, her daughter calls me and she called me, she's like, Mele, you know the song that you wrote for my mom years ago? It's like back in 2012. She goes, can you come and record that song so that I can teach hula? I said, okay. So I go to the house Easter Sunday. I record that particular song that was actually done over 10 years ago. When I was exiting the house, it was Easter Sunday. I have to go hide eggs. It was 11:45 right before lunchtime. Auli'i's son comes upstairs. His name is La'Yakea. And then he goes, Auntie, I wrote a song for my grandma, but I don't have a melody. I'm jumping in my truck at 11:45. I gotta go hide eggs, right? And Oli goes, ask Auntie Mele for a melody. I said, what did you do? He goes, I wrote a song for my grandma in Kaua Ola Solotorio's class at Kamehameha. I have the words, but I don't have the melody. And I'm like, when do you need the melody by? He goes, Tuesday. And I'm like, in 2 days? He goes, I'm like, how the heck I'm going to figure out a melody? Because I've never in my life sat down with a pen and pencil and a pen and paper to write anything. Never did. I never sat there and composed anything. So I'm like, well, okay, well, if I figure out something in 48 hours, then I'll call you, right? I'm so sorry, La'Yakea. He's like, okay, Auntie, if you can. I literally was in Papakolea. I jumped. I'll play for you after we get off. I'll play for you because it's the original copy. I get in my car. It's 11:45. I drive from Papakolea to my house in Ba'alamoana. In 15 minutes, I literally felt Auntie Ala in my car.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Humming the melody. Mind you, I never saw the words in my life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I literally just saw him 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
I'm driving and I start, you can tell when there's like a uhane around because my hair on my neck starts standing up. I start to
Yeah.
get chicken skin or I get emotional. That's when I know they're visiting me, right?
So
Whether
it
it's
happens often for you?
often.
Yeah.
Often. So I'm sitting in the car. I never saw the words in my life, and I could feel her presence in my truck, and she's humming the melody. I get home at 12:05. I record the melody that I just had in my car, right? I record the melody and I send it to Auli'i, the daughter, right? So La'Yakea is the son. I'm like, your mom was in my car and I just left your house. I never saw you guys' words. I don't even know what your song talks about. But your mom was in my car and I could hear her humming. I don't even know if you like the melody. I don't even know if it's gonna match. But this is what I could just hear in my car. So I recorded on my phone. I sent it to her. This is Easter Sunday, okay?
So you recorded by just humming?
Yes. I played on the ukulele actually. Okay, so it's 12:05. I left her house at 11:45. So I play the melody. Then she calls me the next day. She goes, "You have to come to the house, and look at the words and let's piece together your melody with the words. So literally the day after Easter now, I go to the house in Papakolea. She has the paper and she goes, "Okay, whatever you sang to me yesterday on your phone, sing it. And this is the words." So I have it on my phone. I'll play it for you.
Oh.
So I'm sitting there, the exact melody I had the day before on Easter Sunday, and she's with the pencil showing me the phrasing. It fit like a glove. It fit like a glove. It was crazy.
We need to hear this.
Yeah, we'll play it after, but it fit like a glove.
I know that you have a heart out, so what we'll do is we'll bid adieu to our listeners. But
Yeah.
thank you so much, Mele. It's great to have you on. I mean,
Sorry I have to go.
but
We'll have you back.
We'll have you back.
Sure,
We'll have you back.
sure. And then I'll bring Lena and Davey D on the next one too.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
okay.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Well, we'll do it
I
out
mean-
in the lawn.
We can do it in my house, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. But thank you, everybody. We'll see you
Love
later.
you guys.
Bye.
Take care.